My name is Isabella Van Newberg. I'm the founder and CEO of SilentSOS. Our company SilentSOS is a not-for-profit and it's a tech startup. And what we've done is we've developed an app that is a free mobile app that connects a vulnerable user directly to emergency services without the need to read, without the need to hear, and without the need to even speak. And still give the operator as much information as possible. What that means is it becomes a real game changer for the deaf and hard of hearing to be able to speak directly to the operator. Domestic violence, it's also a game changer for those experiencing home invasions, robberies, NDIS recipients where the perpetrator may be in their home, i.e. their carer due to neglect or abuse. So all of those vulnerable communities that may not have initially had a voice suddenly become empowered by this app that, where they can just use the icons to be able to make a call. And that includes those who don't have English as their language. They talked about corporate partnership and pitch decks, things that I hadn't even considered being a serial entrepreneur. And they've really mastered the art of pitch deck. The pitch deck they developed for us is just amazing, and it makes such a difference because then when you're connecting with corporates, it's all there and it looks professional. Your branding, it's all consistent. Having a meeting with one of the guys there, we talked about strategies about, okay, let's talk about, how you're going to raise the income. What are the different strategies? What are the different ways that you as a company can raise income for this app? And really sitting down with them and brainstorming that. And I came up with a whole list, which I don't think I would have developed on my own. And it really makes a difference to surround yourself with people who've already done it, who've already succeeded, and who've worked with some companies that you read about in, online. It was just the best place to be because they point out, and they also talk to me about, you're going to be a CEO. That's what that means. When investors look at you, they look not just at the idea, but they look at who you are representing that idea. Can you pull it off? Can you do it? Can you execute? You need to think about these things. There were so many different conversations that we had, not just about building the app, but there was so much more outside of that was just as crucial in making this app successful. And that was really valuable. I learned a lot in that regard. I learned about, as a not-for-profit, all the different legal structures that were options. Obviously, when we first thought about it, we were initially thinking about being a privately limited, and how would we do that because we wanted the app to be free. So then we changed our legal structure and we became a not-for-profit after many consultations back and forth. So they had some really good advice around, when you're setting up your business, you need to think about your structure and how you're going to raise income and where that's going to come from and your possible income streams. So in that regard, it was exceptionally valuable because now I've got real structure, I've got vision, I've got strategy, I know what the possible income streams are for this not-for-profit and how we're going to do it. There's a lot less ambiguity now. Look, when you first start, I was doing this on my own, and you can't do it on your own. You need a team, and you need to surround yourself with people who've already done it and who are successful. And, trying to do it all your own takes an enormous amount of resources. And with Hyper, I was able, I had access to a whole team who were working on the business at all different levels. There was the branding, there was the about me, there was the app itself, there was corporate partnership, there was the business side, there was looking at the industry and, how big is our market. There was the legal side. There were so many aspects that Hyper introduced us to, and then there was the community that Hyper also has. Hyper has a lot of clients worldwide, and you have access to that, and to communicate with other business owners. I first started off by myself. I now have 2 directors, and I now realise the importance of not trying to do a business on your own, and surrounding yourself with people who have that experience and who've already done it. We're using Lawpath to navigate the legal landscape of app development. And, initially when we first went into that, we knew there were terms and conditions, when you're building an app, but we didn't really think much more than that. And the amount of work that we've done with Lawpath has been incredible. And I had a look through earlier this afternoon and looked at some of the things that we've done with Lawpath. And we've developed terms and conditions, we've developed a privacy policy, a cookie policy, we did IP, we did trademarking, we developed the constitution and we registered it as a not-for-profit. We developed the company policies, including fraud policy, risk assessment policy, discrimination policy, code of conduct. We've done so much. And we're still, and one of the things I looked at also was, sometimes there's humps along the way, and when there are legal barrier, something comes back and you get an adverse report because we're not accepting this. I had that resolved within 3 days because I know I can jump on to Lawpath portal, make an appointment with a lawyer for the following day and have a conversation for a solid half an hour. And at the end of that half an hour, I can breathe out and I'm like, yeah, tick, it's good. And within 3 days, we resubmitted and we're all good. Had I not had that access, I think I would have been searching around for the cheapest lawyer. That isn't going to cost me more than $500 an hour. And then there would have been back and forth because when can you get a lawyer, almost every day of the week? We've just saved so much time. We've done so much work in such a short space of time. I think it's only been about 4 or 5 months. And I think we've done about 12 months worth of work. Previous to knowing about Lawpath, we used legal outside, like face-to-face, and it was case by case. And we'd actually sit down and we'd go through, okay, we know it's going to cost us $500, so what's most important right now? What can we do ourselves? And so we determined which was DIY and which will we, discuss with an actual legal agency. And we do the research to make sure that we were really prepared. So we'd spend minimal time with them and get as much done as we can within the hour and get value for money. It was stressful. And it was time consuming too, because you do your shopping around, try and find a lawyer who knows a bit about what you're doing. And then, there's the costs, and then there's the research and making sure you've got everything lined up and, you've got all your ducks in a row before you approach them so that all the information is there. It was, you'd easily spend a couple of weeks just preparing before you actually go to the appointment. And then once you've had that appointment, you then have to think about, okay, if I email them or if I call them, then again, that's an extra charge. On top of that hourly charge, that keeps going. And you don't always get to see them within the same week. Sometimes they're fully booked and it isn't until next week. And so the progress kind of slows down. And also because of the expense, it can slow down the business as well. As an entrepreneur, one thing that can really sort of stop your progress in your startup is funding. And as your funds start to deplete, things start to slow down. So we really need to think outside the box and think there's got to be a better way. I remember my first consultation pretty well because when you first sign up, the admin team contacted me through email and said, hey, would you like us to help you book your first appointment? Is there anything in particular, that you want to focus on? And they also walk me through making the appointment through the portal. So they actually show you how to use the portal, but the portal is really intuitive. There's a menu on the side. You click on appointments, and it asks you, what topic you want to discuss, and whether it's your startup or whether it's IP. Or something else specific. And as soon as you click on your specific topic, you get to select your lawyers, and you see which lawyers are specific for which areas. So it makes it really easy. And so that you're speaking to the lawyer who is, the most qualified and has the expertise in the area that you're discussing. So the portal works that way, based on whatever topic you select. And admin have been great. Like, if you're unsure, you can always email admin, and they get back to you within the day. They're pretty quick, and they'll say, hey, look, I'll find out for you, and they get back to you and they let you know, and they can make the appointment for you if you're busy at the time they make the call. So it's been a really seamless process. My first lawyer I spoke to was about IP. Kim was fantastic. In 30 minutes, I gained so much knowledge. It was just all jam-packed in that 30 minutes. And I was able to go away and go do stuff myself that initially I didn't feel I had the confidence to do. And I did that. I did that initial first step, and I'm now using Kim again. We've resubmitted another application through IP. And look, Kim just had so much knowledge about IP. I just felt instantly really confident. I felt she's lovely, welcoming, particularly when it's your first call. And it gives you that confidence, and you feel like you're making progress. One of the key things when you're starting a business is you want to, you need that progress to keep going, to keep you motivated, and to keep you up. And having someone like that on your side at any time. And I know I could get online tonight and make an appointment with Kim tomorrow, if I need to clarify anything else. Knowing that I can do that just gives you that confidence to just go ahead and make this business happen. Look, I've got really big plans for SilentSOS. I think this app is bigger than me or anyone else. It really is going to contribute to changing culture in Australia, about, empowering those who don't have a voice, about creating awareness of inclusivity and the importance of that. We'll be one of the first apps in the country to have Auslan videos throughout the app, so that deaf and hard of hearing people can navigate, through the app and use it. I'd like to be able to gift this to the rest of the world. So my plan is to make SilentSOS go global, and to work with other countries and their governments to ensure that they have an alternative way for people to communicate with emergency services when they're not able to make a traditional voice call. I think that's really important. It's one of our missions to make sure that every human being on the planet has access to emergency help. And there's so many applications to SilentSOS. It's I'm excited. I think Lawpath has saved me tens of thousands of dollars, and I kid you not. And when my brother uses it, and when he first said it, I went, what? And now that I've used it, I'm like, yeah. It truly does. And the templates, there are thousands of legal templates available. You just type in whatever you need in the search bar, the template comes up, whether it's an NDA, whether it's for hiring someone, you fill in the blanks, you put in your logo, and it spits out a really professional looking document within seconds. Like, you just save hours. It just makes good sense as an entrepreneur. When you don't have a legal team, you don't have the funding to do legal, but it's important. getting an annual membership with Lawpath, it makes sense, and it allows you to continue progressing and having all the paperwork and the legalities in place. So, so you're ticking all the boxes, whether you're a sole trader, privately limited, or a not-for-profit. Lawpath really has changed the game for us. If you'd like to look us up, we're at SilentSOS.com.au. Our landing page will be finished in about a week and a half. If you'd like to donate, you'll be donating to a fantastic cause. I encourage all Australians, let's change the landscape on how we communicate with emergency services and allow and give a voice to people who don't normally have one. Let's turn the tables.